Good day to everybody. Great to see you here. And I'm sitting on the steps of our new outdoor amphitheater, which really reminds me of a lot of the good that is at Woodstock. One of the things that we often talk about and actually put into practice is leveraging our outdoor spaces. And in a sense, that was one of the key aspects post-pandemic is how to bring education out in the world a bit more, whether it's community engagement, whether it's going on hikes, doing activities outside, because we know that being outside amidst nature that we're blessed with here on the hillside at Woodstock, and we always want to leverage it in whatever we're doing. And it really speaks to one of our guiding principles, which is one of wholeness. We want to live undivided lives, and being outdoors and connected to nature really helps us achieve that, and it makes us all healthier as a community. One of the other pieces of our guiding principles is well-being, which also speaks to our work with students, ensuring their well-being in residence life, in classrooms, in their relationships with peers, with colleagues, and with teachers and staff. Students can't learn well unless they are in a state of well-being, and so at Woodstock we really value that and privilege of that in all that we do, making it a safe environment, a thriving environment, which leads me to another one of our really foundational guiding principles, which is eliciting greatness. And often eliciting greatness gets confused with somehow being great, like I'm the greatest, and that's not it at all. It's actually creating conditions for students to thrive, to excel, not giving them just all the answers, but allowing them to probe, to ask questions in a safe environment where they can then grow as individuals, and then as also peers to their fellow students, making the community even stronger. Another aspect at Woodstock that we care deeply about is our fourth guiding principles, which is we value compassion, meaning in how we relate to one another, right? We do relate to each other in a way that's trusting, that's building trust, that cares for the other, that seeks to understand first. And that's in a complex, diverse community that can be a challenge sometimes. But yet we have that as a guiding principle to govern how we relate to each other, right? It's not just about being right all the time, but we always seek to be redemptive in how we approach each other, even when we have conflict as a community. And then the last one is treading lightly on the earth, which is, again, that we're whole people. We're relating to the environment in a way that respects it, that understands that we are just a mere part of it, and that we have to care for it in any way that we can. So when we think about practically, as educators, as a learning community of both students and teachers and staff, one of the focus that I bring to any candidate interview for someone that wants to join our community is, one, how are you going to leverage the environment? And how are you going to privilege that in whatever it is you teach? Because we have to know that we're connected to our environment, whether it's community engagement, whether it's using our outdoor atmosphere to enhance what it is we're teaching. So there's so many opportunities for that. Another one is digital spaces, and often those seem like they could be contradictory because one is very natural, the other is virtual, it is artificial. The digital aspect of learning and engaging with students does allow you to kind of come close to each other and to know each other. I'm often saying in an online environment, you have to confess. In a face-to-face classroom, you can kind of hide and not really be forced to articulate your ideas and your thoughts. We've got to help our students be good digital citizens, which means they live a whole life, they live an authentic life, they live an ethical life. And these are going to be so important for them as they prepare to be leaders in the 21st century. The other aspect that I often ask candidates is the idea of interdisciplinary work, right? It's easy to be very rigid in your own discipline but to really have a vision and imagination for how all the disciplines that we learn in a very holistic way at Woodstock contribute to our understanding of the world. And so I'm also very interested in how to make sure those interdisciplinary ideas are privileged in our education at Woodstock. We, of course, have the Center for Imagination, which helps students put those pieces together as a co-curricular aspect of our education at Woodstock. And we also have the outdoor piece at the Hannaful Center for Outdoor Leadership and Environmental Study, which also helps our students gain that whole perspective. There's so much good happening at Woodstock. It's an incredible place with a legacy that in the present lives up to itself. And so we are all in this journey together as we live out these guiding principles, these values into practices, day-to-day practices. And like anything, values can be on a piece of paper, and sometimes we fail to live up to those aspirations and those ideals. But here we are with an opportunity to live those out each day amongst the Woodstock community with our students and teachers and staff. So thanks for joining us on this journey.